What is up, guys? Apex Gamer 2020 here. Welcome back to another Microsoft Flight Simulator video. And in today's video, we are flying CAUGA Lake, and we're going to be using a UH-1H U.S. Army Rescue helicopter. Now, back back in the day, this helicopter was known as the Huey, and was mainly used in Vietnam to insert troops and extract them. This medical one was used to obviously extract wounded soldiers. And we're doing this one here for CAUGA Lake because I was just actually on this lake yesterday, and out on my buddy's boat, my buddy Jason's boat, and we launched our boat, well, his boat, from right here. We launched here. We went all the way through here, which is a no wake zone. What that basically means is you can't go super fast because you make too many waves. And then once you get past this point right here, you can open up and just get your boat screaming as fast as it'll go. This is a little fuel station right here. You can get fuel. We did end up stopping there on the way back because we nearly ran out of fuel. But we're going to be flying up this lake. We did some fishing, and we actually went all the way up here to what's known as Union Springs. This here. This here is a salt mine. And we went all the way to right here. We fished along this, and we worked our way back. Now, if we were to come all the way through here and follow this channel all the way over into here very carefully and follow this all the way through, we would end up coming out right here into this other lake, which is in Geneva. But without further delay, guys, let's go ahead and get into this flight and go check out CAUGA Lake. And this is the first time I've flown the Huey as well, so I literally just picked it up. You know, we're about to fly it for the first time ever. Look at how beautiful that thing looks. Yeah, it does already start up all starters for us. We don't care about communications for this. So this is the inside of the awesome military chopper known as the Huey. This is the medical variant, so you have some soldiers that would sit right here, and others that would just crouch back right here. You kind of get a little bit of a view of it. And that's that part. Now, if we go on the outside, we can walk around, listen to the sound of that thing. Awesome. We have a couple pre-made pilots already in there. That's pretty cool. And this is the medical chopper. I don't know if the doors actually operate, though. No, because it's not a 2024 model of it. And it's a United States Army chopper. That's pretty awesome, though. And we're going to be sitting right here to fly this thing. Let's get it in the air, guys. Man, these allergies are still killing me. Alrighty, let's go check out CAUGA Lake. We're going to start by raising the collective. We're going to get the power above 20% here. You can see we're starting to lifting already. There we go. We actually want to back off the dashboard a little bit. There we go. Alright, guys, so first stop, we're going to be coming over here and showing you guys where we actually launched the boat from. Probably gain a little altitude. That happens by raising the nose up. Our current altitude is 875 feet. You can see, I think altitude is this gauge right here. This handle is so nice. And we're already up to 100 airspeed. So right here is where we showed you on the map. This is the no wake zone. There's a little, I think, lighthouse tower right here. A little bit of right rudder. And we actually launched the boat from right here. We're going to get a little bit closer. Bring that collective down a little bit. Starting to lower our altitude. We're going to pull back on the stick just a little bit. Yeah, it's flying backwards. Oh, don't want to hit the water. I don't go back up too much. It's kind of hard to feather the collective, especially when you've never flown. You don't really know the chopper real well. So it's a learning curve for us. I'm trying to back us off just a little bit. Alright, so the power's at 22. Let's just go ahead and lower the collector so we can kind of come down a little bit. We have a whole lake to explore, guys. There we go. And now we got a little more under control. Let's apply a little bit of a left rudder. I'm having a hard time positioning this thing where I want it. Oh, it's starting to spin out of control there. This thing's a little bit harder to control than I thought, especially when you're trying to position. Alright, you see we keep like raising altitude, right? So I'm just trying to get it to hover. I keep having to make adjustments too because the wind is kind of messing with me a little bit. This is what it looks like from the outside of the air. See, now I have to compensate. Now let's bring it back right about here. Anyway, where the mouse is, we parked about here and we launch our bow off this landing here. Now that we're starting to gain altitude again, we're going to go ahead and just head off to the... Whoa! Holy crap. What's happening? Let's get that left rudder to counteract us. Alrighty, off we go. Yeah, I've got to practice with this. Like I said, guys, I haven't flown this chopper, and each one in this game flies a little bit differently. So right here, we're leaving the wake zone. Get a little bit of right rudder so we can get straighter. So normally I'm used to the power being up a little bit higher for us to maintain a good flight. But so far it's doing pretty good. Now we are going to land back at that other helipad we took off from. Or we might land out here, I'm not really sure. But yeah, guys, we ended up on both sides of this lake. And it was absolutely phenomenal. There's a yacht out there. They've got yacht clubs and all this other fun stuff out here. But could you guys imagine what it would be like to see this thing from Vietnam fly around? I can't remember exactly where we stopped. We fished a lot of the docks that are around here. Another nice big yacht. I would love to try to land on one of those. not in this chopper. Like the one chopper where we got really proficient with was the H-125. And as far as flight goes, this thing's doing pretty good. It's just a matter of when you're trying to stop and feather that collective. That's the tough part. At least in this chopper. Pretty soon here, that's the fuel station. I think that saved us. There's supposed to be some good fishing here. They actually hold the New York State record for the biggest bass. Oh, here it is. This is the fuel station we stopped at. We had a hell of a time figuring out where we had to go in, but our gas was on like E. We ended up going in, I think, right there. Yeah, we went in right there. We parked right across where the dot is. That's where the fuel station and the store is. We ended up trying to go in right here, but found out you can't do that because there's nowhere to go except to park your boat. Yeah, guys, we went this whole distance. All in all, it's probably about a half an hour out to get out here, but half an hour back. We really came out around noon, 1 o'clock, and finally got out on the water. Current airspeed is 80 knots right now. We're a little low to the water. 489 or 400. I'm not looking to the right of my screen, but I'm trying to figure out. It's like 490. We're close to 500. I know that much. If I look to the bottom of the right of the screen, I was right. We are close to 500. I'm looking right here when I check the altitude. So if I raise this, that little needle right there should go onto the 6, and that will tell us we're at 600. Keeping it pretty steady here around the 500 mark. Every little Hawaiian bobblehead is doing her thing over there. Okay, going back down to 400. Oh my God, there's the water. I cut that a little close. We should get up a little bit higher here. There we go. Now we're at 6, climbing up to almost 7. I try to use the gauges as much as I can versus the HUD on the screen. Now this lake is actually washed by the Coast Guard and the sheriffs. Okay, so this over here is the salt mine. And to think that we went from that boat launch that I showed you guys initially, all this distance, and even then some. Now Jason's boat goes about 71, 72 miles an hour, so it didn't take us too long to get out here. fished along that salt mine right here, and then these docks and around. It was getting kind of cold, and we were back to getting ready to battle a storm that was coming in, which was a surprise to us because it wasn't supposed to rain Friday, and it ended up raining Friday. And every time when we were in the boat, man, we kept going this way. We couldn't figure out where the heck we were trying to go. When we see a little island of Union Springs, which is where we were trying to make it to fish. And when you're out in the water like this, it's good to use the land for landmarks to know when you're descending. It's called VFR. And it's always good to keep an eye on this, so you know your altitude, or you know when you're sinking down, but in case your instrument panel stops working. But when you're out in the water, like when there's nothing but water around you really have to pay attention to your altitude, because you can go from, there's nothing to, how do I want to word this? There's nothing, no landmarks to know if you're going down or not. So there's like no depth perception when it comes to just sky to water. And it's very hard to tell how close you are to the ground, which is why you have to really pay attention to your altitude. I don't want to get too high though. See other boats around out here. That's the exterior view. An awesome chopper. I actually love this chopper a lot. You got perfectly level flight. Well, I love the first person view a lot more because it oh, getting a little too low again. The first person view really makes you feel like you're flying. Now if I could only figure out how to set up VR for the PC, that'd be great. Then I would check this out in VR. Would like to get this thing going a little bit faster, but in order way to do that would be to increase the power. There we go. It's a very beautiful lake out here, guys. It really is. Raise that collect over just a little bit more. That's going to get our airspeed up to 114. Coming up on water again, which means we're a little too low. When you start fluctuating power, it's a little bit harder. It's a little bit harder gauge the altitude and stuff. And again, we're trying to use our landmarks on our left and right. Make sure we stay high enough. Now we played hell trying to figure out where this little island was for us to get to Union Springs, and we actually ended up going right by it. And now having been out on this lake and now flying over the lake, I feel like I know exactly where a lot of things are on this lake. Now, where we launched the boat was actually in Ithaca, New York. All these other houses over here, these lake houses, they have beach houses and all that stuff. All these houses down there are like lake houses. or beach houses kind of thing. I don't know what you want to call them. Beach houses, lake house, doesn't really matter. I think we're coming up on the island that we blew by. Now, when you guys are down on the water, it's really hard to see one way or another across. Not so much across, but if you're looking for like a little island in the midst of all this, it can be very, very difficult. I tell you what, man, if you end up out of gas out here, you have to call basically you either think be the sheriff or the Coast Guard, whoever monitors the water, but the Coast Guard monitors this. If they more honestly just ran out of gas, you would just like dial 911, tell them, hey, I ran out of gas out on CAUGA Lake. But the problem is we are getting ready to get hit hard with a nasty storm, being stuck out on the water in the dead of night in an open boat would have been a really rough experience, and they would have had to send emergency services out to come get us. Either put some gas in the boat or tow us to shore or something somewhere. What's this over here? And that gas tank, like, it just drained on us so quick, man. Like, we looked at it 1 minute and it was half tank, and then the next we were completely empty and running on E. We did make it, though. We did make it somewhere back to that fuel station I showed you guys earlier in the flight. Yeah, but man, we went up this entire length. Now keep in mind, in the boat we were going about 70 miles an hour. In the helicopter here, we're actually redlining it at 127. And it's taken us kind of a while to get across. And we were, like I said, we were out for about 6 or 7 hours. We don't sit in one spot too long. As long as we keep the airspeed right here at about 124 to 125, we should be okay. Notice the fuel's not going down at all. That's not that island either. So here eventually we will run into an island. Oh, there it is. Right there it is. So right from here on, guys, is Union Springs. There's another boat launch over here somewhere as well. I do want to land at an airport, though. Some of these helipads are so small, I don't have really great control over this helicopter yet. As far as, like, you know, hovering and landing. I feel like it shouldn't be that much different than my H-125, but you never know. I mean, this is an old, like, Vietnam-style helicopter. Alright guys, we went all the way out here to this bridge, which are actually train tracks. Really shallow waters. And the other thing that these waters are not showing us are all the boobies that are out here, telling you what's shallow and what's not. And there's a lot of boats out there today. Yeah, we made it all about out to here. I'll show you guys when we get out there. You're getting a little too fast there. Pull it back on the stick. Maybe lower the power a little bit. Coming up on it pretty fast. And we're going to land somewhere out here. We're not going to go all the way back to the other airport because really we're just going to see the same lake again. Alright, so we made it to like right over here. And we fished this line up through here. And we got it maybe to about here before we turned around again. And started heading back. We started heading back around 6 o'clock, and we actually got loaded up sometime around 7. Which was perfect timing. That was even stopping to grab fuel for damn near running out. There's a regional airport right over here. Probably gonna head right over there and land. And we will do another video on CAUGA Lake some other time when it's a little bit more in depth. But it was on my mind to do this video and go up CAUGA Lake, because I told my buddy Jason that I would do it. And I thought it would be kind of cool to see from the air after having just been on the lake. Alright, so we are about a mile or so away from the Finger Lakes Regional Airport. I'm going to be flying this Huey a lot. We're just going to find a nice, good spot to set it down over here. I'm going to start slowing it down. There's a couple of buildings over there we can land at. See a specific helipad. In free flight, you never really have to worry about talking to the cops. It's not like you get penalized for it. I think right over there would be a good spot to land. Yeah, see, that's where we got to kind of feather the collective a little bit. Alright, we got a pretty decent handle on it. I'm just trying not to set it down until I get on this pavement over here. There we go. Yeah, we're just gonna land it right here. go up, jeez. Let's go ahead and spin around. And miss our mark a little bit. Kind of overshot it. Just trying to set it down nice and gently here. There we have it, guys. A nice, easy landing. And then we'll power it down. I don't even know how to do that. That's the rotor brake. I don't think I can power this down, to be honest. I think you just have to start it up without it running like this. I don't think there's a way to manually start it. I don't know, like I said, I haven't had a whole lot of time to go through helicopters and try to figure out how to start them, but there are certain planes I can run. Not sure what one of these little buttons here I had to push to shut this thing off. Oh, and that's searchlight position. Yeah, that's probably the battery. I think I managed to get the power off. There we go, we got it. Starting to power down now. Now, if I was a helicopter pilot, I would have one rule and one rule only. Nobody leaves my chopper until the blade stops spinning. Now we got the rotor brake that's on. I'm going to work on this helicopter specifically and try to figure out how to start it all on my own. I can use the checklist to kind of help me out with it a little bit. I'm going to wait for those RPMs to drop because that's when the blades will stop. Alrighty guys, and the blades have stopped. Now we can exit the chopper. And there you have it. Our AH-1H Huey flying over CAUGA Lake. And that's going to do it for this video, guys. I do hope you guys enjoyed this video. And as always, don't forget to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace out.